What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the REVIVECAST. All right, so we are in the holiday season, right? Now, I'm going to do another podcast specifically on, travel. Like people are typically all on the go, constantly through the holidays, traveling to family, and just honestly, just on the go. Period. Social gatherings, whatever it may be. So, in the next podcast, I'm going to touch on eating out while you're traveling, because honestly, people need something that's convenient, but we also want to kind of veer towards the edge of keeping it pretty healthy for the most part. So I'm going to give you some tips and little hacks that I do on a traveling basis and give you some options as well. But on today's podcast, I want to talk about patience. Now, we can discuss this in many different ways, in the sense of, we're talking about business. Are we talking about health? Are we talking about just physique transformation? Patience is something that you have to develop and needs to be a part of you as an individual, because without patience, success typically is not going to follow. Because, a typical scenario, or clients that I've dealt with in the past, if we're talking about, let's talk about a health complication, right? So if they're dealing with some type of health issue or a gut issue or something to that extent, they'll come in raring to go, and they'll start off great. We're 3-4 weeks in, and the motivation's there. They want to get this issue corrected, and then they're doing the protocols and everything they need to be doing, and then we're 7 weeks in, and then the motivation starts kind of dropping off, and then their mindset starts shifting, right? And they went from being motivated and patient and wanting to, nail the protocols, nail the program, and get better. But because the progress that they had set in their mind isn't there in, like, say, a 6-week time period, they start kind of backtracking a little bit, meaning that they start going off protocols more. They start getting more impatient and wanting the end result now, right? And obviously, when it comes to anything, whether it is business or health, you can't force that. It is what it is, and you just got to continue to be patient and work the process to be able to, get to that end game or that end goal, whatever it may be. And especially with business and health, right? Now, you can't force that, but the problem is people will lose that motivation because it hasn't happened in their timeline that they set in their mind. And then they also see their friends, like, who don't have gut issues or health issues, thriving and doing all the stuff they want to do. Maybe it's going out to eat at multiple restaurants or, whatever it may be. And then they want to be there, not understanding they have to continue to work the process to get to that end point. And again, this is happens with so many people, right? And I understand wanting it to get to the end game faster. There's nothing wrong with wanting that, but understanding that's not really a realistic expectation to set upon yourself. And you have to be able to be patient in the process, or it's not going to work for longevity and sustainability. So if you're dealing with any type of health issue, especially, you have to be able to be patient with it, because there's going to be detours along the way. It's not like you can get on this exact protocol of 4 weeks and then all of a sudden you're better in the 5th week and then all is good. Sometimes I've had cases that it's 6 weeks, they are better. At 13 weeks, they're better. At 6 months, they're better. Some of them have been even a little bit longer than that, depending on the case. And the ones that come out on the other side are the ones that just kept working the process regardless of the ups and downs from the mental perspective, right? And let's take it another direction. So let's talk business, right? So, like, from a business perspective, people see where someone else is. Like, they have, the nice car, the nice house, they're going out for nice dinners, and they want to be that person. They don't realize what it took for that person to get to that point. Right? I mean, you need to think, like, so let's look from a timeline perspective. Let's think of it, instead of looking at from 12 weeks from now, look for a year from now. Instead of 6 months, think of 5 years, right? I mean, you have to play the long game for you to be able to be successful in whatever journey you're taking, whether that's health or whether that's a business perspective. So, people get so frustrated because they just want that end result, right? And they don't want to put in the time that it takes to get to that end result. And that's going to kill your dreams faster than anything. It's like, say you're looking at your health again and you didn't improve your health or your physique in 12 weeks or even 6 months. And you say, forget about it. I'm just going to go back to what I was doing. I'll be happier once I go back to, eating the processed food and burgers and, drinking every weekend or whatever. And it's like, really? So you're telling me just because you're not where you want to be in 6 months, you're going to give up? And then put that in a business perspective. You want to, be a 7-figure earner, and it hasn't happened in 2 years. And then you're like, well, screw this. It's not going to ever happen. I'm going to give up. I mean, like, really, get the fuck out of here. Like, if you're thinking in that short of a mindset, you're never going to be successful, whether it's from a physique transformation, whether it's from a business perspective. You have to be realistic to this stuff, and you have to play the long game when it comes to success in any endeavor, right? You can't just hope and dream that this stuff is going to come to fruition. You have to fucking execute this stuff, whether it's your protocol to get better from a health perspective, all the supplements you need to take, the diet you need to be on, the recovery you need, or it's from a business perspective. If you have to work 7 days a week, if you have to work 13-hour days, and sacrifice, not go out to these 5-star restaurants and eat, and not go buy the fancy car that's going to put a squeeze on the money you have coming in, because you can't save at that point, right? And you're kind of living above your means because you want to look the part. Like, it's so unrealistic with the way people think nowadays, and they want everything for nothing. And then they look at the people that are successful, and they have like this resentment towards them. And it's unfortunate because the people that are almost always successful are the ones who put in the effort, who sacrificed, who were patient in the process, and just continue to work that as well. They may have nicer things now, but it doesn't mean they still don't work their asses off to continue to thrive where they're at, right? I mean, I'm 45 years old. I've been in this health coach industry for, almost 3 decades at this point. And, I've kind of like reinvented myself along the journey. I started off as just an athletic coach, training athletes. Then I moved into training, just physique competitors for the most part. And then it was lifestyle. And then I dove into functional health. And then I started that part of my coaching business. And then I became kind of a business owner, having coaches under me. And then, we just continue to build more and more businesses off of that. And that's in, 3 decades. That didn't happen in 3 years. And I'm still not where I want to be, because I'm always working towards that next thing, because number one, I'm just never satisfied, but I'm also patient. I'm looking to, what's this going to do for me in 5 years? What's this going to do for me in 10 years? Not what this is going to do for me in 5 weeks or 5 months. Everybody wants the money now. Everybody wants to have a 6-pack now. Everybody wants everything now, and they don't have the patience to put the time in and the effort and the sacrifice to get to that point. And honestly, it's almost like there's never an end goal in a sense. Like, you improve, you get better, regardless of what it is, but you want to keep striving to continue to get better, to continue to improve, and not just fall to prey to the instant gratification society that we live in today, right? Because people do that all the time, and then that's what causes them to just kind of get stuck on this hamster wheel and just continue to spin their wheels, whatever they're doing. Look, there's going to be ups and downs in whatever you're doing. If we look at the health perspective part of the equation, look, health is never going to be perfect 24/7, 365 days. You're going to have little blips along the way and little ups and downs. I've had my issues that I've been through, but when you have those detours or there's those bumps along the road, You take the step back, you be patient, address what needs to be addressed, get through it, and continue to move forward. It's the same thing if you're trying to improve in your business and be successful. Like, you're going to have multiple bumps along the road. I have had so many highs and lows as a coach. I mean, I've had times where we lost like 25, 30 clients in a month. Did I stop? No, I kept working, right? And now we have leads that are just continually coming in. And this is over a long period of time, obviously. But you always got to just try to take it to that next level. And how can I improve? How can I continue to get better? And you can just take this back into pretty much anything in life. And that's why I'm kind of integrating the business and the health perspective, because the things that you need to do as an individual, it's the same thing for both endeavors. You have to be patient. You have to sacrifice to a degree. You have to put in the work, and you have to execute on a daily basis. This can't be, randomly doing shit that you want to do here and there if you truly want to be successful, right? And if you fall down, you're going to get back up and you're going to keep moving forward. The people that want the instant gratification and want the money now, usually 5 years from now, 10 years from now, they're not going to be that successful. They've kind of hit that wall and they go nowhere from there, right? So I'm just trying to put some of this in perspective on patience as a whole. I'm not talking about specifically just health or just specifically business, because I think they intertwine with one another. So, my kind of like take home point with this is to make sure that whatever it is you're trying to improve in your life, whether it's to be a more successful businessman, entrepreneur, whether it's to be healthier, whether it's to improve the look of your body, if you do not have patience and you don't execute and sacrifice to a degree to get what you want to get out of this, it's probably never going to happen. And if it does, it's probably not going to be sustainable long term. To me, it's like, what's the point of getting to an end goal really fast if you can't sustain it and maintain it? Then what did you really achieve, right? It's like physique transformations. You see a lot of before and after pictures, but a lot of people aren't maintaining that after picture, right? They go back to the before picture, if not worse, because the shit that they did to get to that point was done too fast, too hard, too extreme, and it wasn't sustainable, right? You see people in the coaching industry that are hiring business coaches before they're actually a good coach, and they're getting all these leads and all these people coming in, and they get quantity of clients really fast. But then 2 years down the road, they're burnt out because they don't have systems in place. They don't actually get results with the clients. They just got them in the door, but they couldn't keep them there. And then the business suffers, and then, that's the end of that. You have to be able to be, realistic with everything that you do and continue to be patient with it and take the steps that's needed to be taken to move forward in life, right? You're going to be thrown all kinds of curveballs, and it's never going to be perfect by any means. But if you continue to be patient, you continue to put in the work, you continue to execute, you will get there. And you have to continue to do that in life. You can't just get to a point and stop. I mean, maybe some of you might want to do that. And look, if that's, what you enjoy, that's what you want out of life, and you get to a point and you're just good settling, then more power to you, But me and the people that I surround myself with aren't that way. We always want to strive to be better in some way, shape, or form. And me, I want to be better as a coach. Me, I want to be better as a businessman, and continue to improve along the way. So the take-home point here, guys, is to be patient in any endeavor that you're doing, if you're focusing on your health, on your physique, on business. Because if you can really nail down being patient and putting in the sacrifice and the time that's needed to achieve whatever goal it is you're trying to achieve, you will come out ahead at some point. So thanks again, guys, listening to the REVIVECAST. As always, if you could give us a 5-star rating, subscribe to our channel, give us a positive review, that always helps. Obviously, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me, and we will get back to you. So I hope everybody has a great week, and I will talk to you soon.